Alrighty. Cannot see me at all, which is crazy. One second, y'all. I am. My team looks like they're looking for something. They can't find it. Good morning. What is up? Welcome back to the best place on the internet here, trading with your boy Forrest. It's been a busy week. Finally back on stream. Let's get our music right. Let me move my camera. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Got a microphone down. Alrighty. What's up? Am I in frame now? I am in frame. Cool. Daryl, good morning. T-Mal, good morning. Carbs, good morning. Victoria, good morning. Welcome back. Chipmunk, what's good? Good morning. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do a little macro analysis. Got to start on the higher time frames, of course. So some interesting price action here on the weekly. Okay, it's the end of the week. We came very close to my macro target, 26,571. Been following along. It's probably seemed far away at first, and you can see that we got pretty close to it. So I marked this after we got to this previous measured move. Okay, it was 3,153 points higher. We got pretty close to it, and we started rejecting. So 148 points off. I'll take it. We take those. Coming off pretty heavily, we have this trend line below us on NQ. Okay, we're getting pretty close to that right now, and we're inside of this auction, this node here on the daily. Okay, so if we traverse this entire auction here, probably retest the bottom of this trend line. That's kind of what I'm looking for on NQ, right? That is a reasonable downside. We could even puncture this trend line quite a bit, right? Just to traverse the auction. Still do a higher low down to here even. Okay, so we'd break the trend line. A lot of people get faked out possibly. And it actually could continue higher. Now, it is November. You can see here my thesis here was a possible December high, about a month off. We'll see if we come up and retest that. What's good, Soul? Conquistador, good morning. Kirtana, good morning. What's up, y'all? So I didn't forget about it. I am going to call you. I'll call you about your special situation, my brother. Paulo, good morning. Welcome back, everybody. Had a lot of people sign up for the coaching, which is dope. Going to turn some more people into some certified VPE traders. Excited for that. That is getting kicked off here next week. If you're on here and you want some info on that, hit me up. I'll drop you a link. Garrett, good morning. Ali Capital, good morning. Welcome back. Going to keep growing the VPE train. Soul, who y'all just saw in the chat, amazing trader, also trades VPE. He's also one of the coaches. Most recently, he was on Top Step TV. Got a 6-figure payout from Top Step, so he's crushing it. That's what it's all about, guys. Just making money. At the end of the day, trading is about making money. Okay, it's not about having a correct thesis. It's not about any of that other stuff. It's about turning ideas into cash flow. So you can see here that we did. Actually, let's just go to the 1 hour. We'll go to a lower time frame. So we were pushing the low side of the volume profile overnight, or really into this morning before the open. We had a B-shaped VP. POC was lower, kind of showing that the market wanted to push lower. Even if it did return probably up to like this area, still a bearish volume accumulation on the volume profile. Okay, just want to call that out. Let's go over to ES. We're going to jump out to the weekly. I know the market's coming off at the open. That's fine. Okay, if you weren't short already, then literally don't worry about this price action. You should have been short like 4 hours ago. So on the weekly, you can see here, let me move this up. We didn't get to our measured move on ES. Okay, we got pretty close on NQ. We're inside of this node right here. We're pretty close to the edge of the auction on ES. I will say that. Okay, we could go into this low value here. We still have this upward sloping line. We're pretty close to. So we'll probably puncture the bottom of this trend line, traverse this a little bit. 65, 96-ish I could see is possible. If this crashes through here, then it's going to come down to the next obvious major shelf. Okay, and I'll draw it out. Maybe it's not obvious for you guys. This whole thing, okay, previous high, right, which turned into support, etc. Okay, that's going to be where we come down to retest on the macro. Okay, assuming we're still in an uptrend, right? We could, you know, in retrospect, be the beginning of some downtrend, but it's not really relevant for what we're trading right now. Either way, you'd want to short up here, okay? If you're not shorting up here, either way, it's not going to matter. Still pushing lower. I am short. Been short for a little bit. SK Futures, welcome back to the party. I'm in a lower lever short right now, nothing crazy, just playing the continuation. Had a hot day the other day. My position sizing is usually a factor of one, timing, and then just like, well, it's really just like timing. I'm very busy, so if I miss an optimal entry, I always leverage down. I'll still take the trade. That's something you can do with experience. Obviously, you want to get in at the best time. If you get in late, just lever down. I posted a good example of that on my story the other day. There's a trade where the thesis hit perfectly. I got in about 50% of the EV, though. So ask yourself, if I'm getting in 50% of the EV and I understand that this is poker, do you want to max lever that? Of course not. That would be stupid. Instead, delever, make some money. And if I was wrong, which is possible, in retrospect, it's easy to say, well, Forrest, you weren't wrong. Well, I could have been wrong, is the thing. My capital wouldn't have been affected too greatly. So it works out. Okay, we just swept a previous pivot. There's this prior day's low. I don't know why my daily volume is off. Okay, 24,810-ish is a low to sweep. We just swept this overnight low from the 23rd. See if we get a little reaction here. Turn off the session VP. I'm going to go pure NQ for a second. I just want to see the shape of this volume profile. We're still inside of this big auction block, guys. Let's go to the 4. The 1 is too fast. Yeah, we're getting a little reaction here. I want to see if we keep pushing lower, though. I get solace when I hear I got in the same trade as my mentor. Win, lose, or draw. Just means gather and understanding. Nice. There you go, man. Good morning. Quad, what's good, man? $385 and done. That's all you need. Money in the bank. I want to see if we can traverse this shelf here. It's really what I'm looking for. If you're not, so let me say it like this. You should, all of your trades on any time frame should really just be traversing nodes on the volume profile, almost always. So like right here would be a reasonable exit, just to be clear, right? We came across, there's a node right here. right? That we're getting an initial reaction off of. But then it's like, okay, I should expect that initial reaction. I can check and ask myself, do I think this is the low of the day? You know, I don't think it is. Very well could be. Mean revert. We have a very skinny VP. Could add a trail. I'm much more interested in seeing if we come down to this trend line, though. Specifically sweeping this low. But first touch of this node. Not a terrible exit if you wanted to. We're gonna go for more, personally. I'm gonna get rid of this box, clean this chart up. We don't need all these lines. Not necessary. Once we hit this trend line, we want to watch, do we get a reaction? So there's a few other obvious areas where we could get reactions here. ES has this trend line. Book both hours at the same time. There is a discount. Cool. Now, it's Fridays in the week. The most interesting trades, the most important thing, guys, if you go through all of my streams, are these macro callouts, okay? Long City, okay, taking all these longs up to the 26,571 area, okay, those 3,000 points of opportunity. Or actually, from the time that I called it, that was down here. It's 3,000 points of upside. I mean, I took some shorts in here, but I literally was just slapping on longs for 3,000 points of upside. You know what I mean? One in Q within 3,000 points. If you capture 100% of that EV, is $60,000. Some of you didn't make close to that. Some of you actually lost money. Some of you were short biased during all of this, and all of those are mistakes. So you obviously don't have to trade it perfectly, but the reason why I start every stream, no matter what's happening on these higher time frames, okay, you can see here I wrote a time last time. What should the weekly look like? What should the daily look like? What liquidity matters? How do we get there? Those are the questions you should be asking yourself every single day in that order. If you think we're going up on the weekly and you're shorting every day, well, there's something wrong with you. You should get that checked out. Naked POC is from last Friday. I don't see a naked POC. Maybe on ES. We traverse this node on ES. Got a little reaction there. You can see. We need to keep stacking volume lower for us to get a little bit of a continuation. NQ's trend line's a little bit lower. Oh, this is the naked POC you're talking about. Good catch there, brother. A little bit lower. No, I see it. I found what you were looking at. So Carbs called out this naked POC. So a naked point of control, for anybody who doesn't know what that means, POC is the price within a session with the most amount of volume. Okay. And that's relevant because volume is also translate for some of those participants as to a basis. Okay. Some of them people are exiting, but that's where people's basis is. They literally are positioned there. And the reason that this matters is it's the foundation to our entire trading system. People have to make decisions around their basis. They have to. Just like you freak out and you get excited. Okay, it's all relevant to your entry, which is your basis. Basis means entry. There's nothing that anyone can do to avoid having to make a decision based off of that. Doesn't matter if you have a $10 million account, $1 billion account, or if you're trading a prop account with $2,500 a drawdown. It's all the same. Okay. And that's exactly what we're trading around, right? So we want to angle our trades at the extremes of the session, around the extremes of where we know people are positioned, and we can reasonably play basically almost always good hands, so long as we wait for those parameters to align. If you trade outside of those extremes, well, you're going to get it closer to price action trading, which is possible. I'm not going to say it's wrong or impossible. It's just not something I'm interested in. Say it like that. It's harder. Garrett's looking for 24,850. See where that's at. We're pretty close. I really want to see if this previous trend line is going to get tapped. We're still holding lower. We've got a little reaction off of this. We're still, the VAL has shifted lower from the morning here on the 1 hour. 4 hour. Just look at the 4 hour measure move here. I'll show you guys how to do this. This was partially while I was looking for this as well. Get one of those. Okay, pretty close to it. Everybody wants discounts, bro. Bro. Anyways, you know what's one of the crazy things? I'm going to do a little rant, people. A little rant. People pull up in their gazillion-dollar rented cars, whatever it is, and then they act broke. It's nickel and diamond. And it's always the medium influencers. All the B2B people are cool. The people who really got it are cool, but it's the clout chasers are the worst. They are the worst. Zoom out a little on the 4 hour VRVP. What you looking for? Within those parameters on the 4 hour, how many trades a week would you say are high quality? Within a week, Well, let's just use, instead of speaking theoretically, let's just use what's in front of us right now. So let's just go back to Monday. Let's just go to Sunday, actually. Let's go here. Okay. So at this point in time, we're on the 4 hour. We got close to this macro target. There's this node up here. And really, let's do 1 hour here. I'm trying to figure out how many trades there are within a week. And so what you're looking for are clear high volume candles. So this was a nice little candle. We put in a higher low here. Okay, showing short or weakness here. So we had a high, lower high, lower high. We failed to sweep this. Okay, in this trending environment, in the uptrend, okay, we have essentially been doing like VAL retest. Okay, this is essentially like a VAH retest. Flip it around. So that was a short to take. Okay. Off this, you have the gap fill thesis. Okay, your thesis really across multiple days here is gap fill, by the way. I think this is an important point to make. I just said it on the upside here. But if we just go back, okay, as soon as the market starts showing weakness around even last Friday, your thesis for the week, this is why we always start on the weekly. We execute on the 4 hour, we form ideas on the weekly. In this case, the thesis is gap fill. So you're really just asking yourself, how can I position myself well for this gap fill? Whatever day that is, whatever 4 hour like interval that is, right? So that's really how I'm thinking about trading. So some candles form. We're getting further away. Nice. There's my entry for my gap fill. Okay. So that candle gives me a nice little entry for the gap fill. I hold the short. Okay. And this gives you that nice gap fill trade. Okay. This is a short that a few people took. Okay. And that's really, I mean, that's the main trade for the week. So don't really think about number of trades. It's more so, what is the main move for the week? The main move in this case was this gap fill. Prior to that, the main move, the only relevant move, we go way back, okay, was going for, you know, whatever the market did. That's a crazy line, up to 26,571. So you're just positioning for these major moves. Does that make sense? But yeah, it's not that many. To answer your question, it's really not that many. Am I doing a giveaway today? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do a giveaway, but I have to run. This will be a short stream. I'm gonna do it in the Discord. So make sure you're a member of the Discord. Go to wap.com/tradeedge. I'll post it in the free channel. Do you ever trade gold? I have a very small personal account, so I've been trading gold. I do periodically. I literally usually just look at gold because you guys bring it up. I took a few trades in the past. I'll trade anything, guys. The only reason I trade ES and NQ is because I just like looking at the same thing every day. I used to look at the entire market. If you look at my old videos, I used to scan a lot of tickers, like a lot of equities. And I could do it. I've just organized my life around not doing that, which I will say has made me an exceptionally good trader at what I trade. There's pros and cons to everything. There's no like specific way. I know for a fact that if I split my attention across more tickers, I'll miss the really good A setups. Like for example, the gamma trades that I take, it's like an easy 10x a few times a month. I would need to develop a different system to capture those across more tickers reliably. But my goal isn't to like catch a ton of trades. My only goal is to make money. It literally doesn't matter what you're doing if you're not making money. like a high volume doji here. Hit this measured move that I drew at some point on gold. I think I mentioned before, like if gold comes off, we're going to come back to this node, obviously. It's a very vertical chart, though. Like a massive period consolidation down here. So, like, gold could come all the way down here. I wouldn't mind taking some. I need to find what kind of contracts exist, but like some leaps on the downside on gold here. But this has a little lotto. They'll probably stop me out on this short for profit. I got my stop at 25,063. Yeah, it's just gonna come up to PSC. That's fine. A little less than I wanted to make, but we'll take it. All right. I got to run, folks. I'm going to do the giveaway in the Discord, so watch for that later today. Any last minute thoughts? We kick off the coaching next week. If you want to join that, if you want to get in before the weekend, let me know. I'll send you the link, get you onboarded. We're all going to make some money, get a little bit richer, a little bit better, a little bit more free. Been seeing the move ads across Facebook. Your ad dollars are rolling. There you go. Spend a couple $1,000 a month on ads. So there it is. Cool. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Have an amazing Friday. I will see you all next week. Make sure you join the Discord. Join the best trading community out there. Trade Edge. Trade with Edge. Trade the edges. And have a great weekend. Adios.